Salute, salute, salute. It's my Blorange Cheers fam. What to do? I would like to thank those first and foremost, those who are joining us tonight, Knicks after party, and those who will be in the comments, for those who will watch the replay tomorrow. Don't forget to support your boys by smashing that like button and subscribing. So tonight's topic is going to be keep them or cut them. Cut them as far as, trading them later on or, just letting them go, however you want to put it. But, and if you like these shirts your boys rocking, these Too Smooth shirts, clothing brand, look me up on IG, Too Smooth clothing _ TOO smooth TH clothing _ And if you like anything, that I'm rocking, anything on there, just hit your boy up and I'll shoot you the price. And I'm going to let y'all know ahead of time, I ain't going to be here next week. Your boy's going to be in Cancun on vacation. I heard the Knicks are going to be up there, since we didn't make the play-in, the playoffs. The season got cut short. But that part, part of that is cap, what I'm saying? Half of that. So y'all decide which one it is. But I ain't going to be here next week, just to let y'all know. And my boy Culley should be showing up soon. But we can go ahead and get the party started. So with the 58th pick in the draft, the Knicks selected Jericho Sims. Now, to me, he's a keeper. Simple fact that we got him on the cheat sheet. He's still learning. Is he our starting center? Most likely not, but I'm cool with that. We've seen him grow throughout the year. He doesn't need the rock in his hand. He'll catch the oops, unlike some centers we do have. And he just has a solid frame. He could go down there, bang with the bigger centers, the Joel Embiids. He could just hold his own. So I'm cool with rocking with him next year and running with the second unit. So, and he's just a good, wholesome young man. He takes criticism, constructive criticism, whether Tibbs yelling at him or whatever. He just has that poker face. He doesn't talk back. He can't really tell if he's up or down. And I'm good at that. He's just a team player, someone that we can grow with. He was on a two-way contract this year. So, like I mentioned, just get him on the cheap, and we have our second string center solidified. He actually has good footwork as well. He can be switched up on the wing and the perimeter and hold his own out there, recover, and get back to his mans. So I'm cool with that. I'm good with having him with the Knicks. I just don't see any negative things I could say about Sims. You know what you're going to get out of him. He's not going to wow you with shooting, middies. He has no 3-point game right now, but that's not his game anyways, though. He's a rim runner, and I'm good with that. So let me salute some cats in the chat. We got Chef NYK. We got Knicks for Life. What it do, Chuck Allen? Check my boy out. Chuck Allen, Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m.-ish to 9-ish. Vibes and stuff. I kind of messed that up a little bit, but his vibes and stuff, though, is dope. He talks about just relationships, music. My boy plays the instrument, and he be on there with Uncle Freezy, and they just be talking about just real life stuff, and it's a dope show. Tomorrow he's gonna have some music afterwards towards the end of the show, so don't be shy. Stop by, say hi, and tune in for your boy, because it's something I listen to every morning. I'll be sipping on my coffee, getting my morning started, listening to vibes and stuff. So it's a dope show. And my boy Julian Blum is in the building. Yeah, I wear dark glasses. DMC, your blind salute. Yeah, my boy Culley, he'll be popping up soon. I just texted him earlier, and yeah, he just running a little late. But yeah, so I'm good with this. I'm good with yeah, just rocking the shades. Where I mean, it looks like I had eye surgery or something, you know, with the big old shades. But no, it is, you know, just a little something different for today. Yeah, he's at the end of the season though. Just Tibbs trusted Sims. You know, he got more playing time. There was a time where Mitch was available to start, and he chose to go with Sims instead. And then, you know, another time Taj was available, and he ended up going with Sims, running the second unit instead of going with his old reliable Taj. So, like I mentioned, I'm okay with Sims. He's not going to go out there and, you know, get you, you know, run the offense through him. He's not going to, you know, get a lot of offensive points as far as outside of the paint. So I'm okay with Sims. And so he's a keeper for me. And if anybody else wants to go ahead and, you know, we're doing keep him or cut him. So go ahead and let me know if Sims is your guy, or, you know, do you want to let him go? Then I have a question. We have a question with Chef NYK. Who do you guys want in the draft? We kind of did a couple shows earlier about draft prospects, and now we know we finished at 11th. Now there's a 0% chance that we can get 5 through 10, just the way, you know, they set up the draft. We just can't get those picks. We get slide into 1 through 4, but you know how that goes. The NBA doesn't like us, and they're not going to do us that solid by getting us a number 1 through 4 pick. In that range, 11, 12, you know, 13, 14, I like the guy Jeremy Sochan from Baylor. He's another power forward, and he's just an energy guy, just somebody who just brings energy, can guard multiple positions on the floor, switchable. He could take you off the bounce, you know, get to the cup. He ain't really got no mid-range game or no three-point shot though, but he knows his strengths though, so he's gonna take you off the bounce. And you know, he's just a Tibbs guy as far as, you know, playing defense, you know, diving for the rock, just, you know, all those hustle plays, all those grit and grind, you know, plays. Those are the kind of players that we like as New York Knicks fans. So I think he'll just slide right in and you know, be part of the team seamlessly. So that's kind of who I was focusing on around that area. And let me salute Sherwin M's in the building. So what to do? I am trading the pick to get a point guard. Yeah, there's just no point guards in this draft as far as, and I talked about Ty Washington. I'm on the fence with Ty too. So I just don't know who he is, but that was an earlier show. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Evan Fournier. Now, we all know Evan Fournier was brought in to be a sniper, and that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? The career three-point shooting. He attempted 5.3 attempts, 2.2 made, and 38% three-point shooter for his career. Last year, he had more attempts at 7.7, and he made 3 at 38% shooter. So he did his job. You know, he was brought in to be a marksman, and you know, he was shaky during the beginning of the year, as was everybody else. But you saw towards the end of the year how he was getting those step backs, those side step threes. You know, he was playing within the system. He didn't need the rock in his hand as far as slowing the game down. And once he gets the rock, he just has that quick release where he knows that he's just gonna, you know, let it fly. You know, he's decisive with that shot. So if you look at the 21-22 three-point leaders per game, number 1 was Stephen Curry. He made 285 three-pointers with 4.5 attempts. Number 2 was Buddy Hield, and he made 262 at 3.2 attempts. And then you guys saw he got traded from Sacramento to the Pacers. So I mean, I don't know if he may still be on the trading block after that, but I mean, we had an opportunity to get him too if the Knicks really truly wanted him at the time. So, and Fred Van Fleet, he's number 3 at 242 with 3.7 attempts. And once again, he was on the Knicks radar, but he never left the building, and we all know what happened. He re-signed with Toronto. But with the 4th player on the board, it's Evan Fournier. You know what I'm saying? He made 241 at 3 attempts. He made 3. He made 3 per game at a 241. So right there tells you that he did his job, being number 4 on the board as far as 3 made and 241 total. So if you want to go down the list, we could go down the list. You know, there's Malik Beasley, there's Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Duncan Robinson is number 8, and you know he had a little bit of a dip this year. Then you got the Jason Tatums, the Desmond Baines, and then down the line was Gary Trent Jr., and he was number 17th, and he made 209 3-pointers and 3 per 3 a game. Then if you want to go a little further down the line, it was Kelly Oubre, which some Knicks fans wanted as well, including myself, and he only made 191. So we all said that the Knicks needed spacing in the floor. We needed guys for RJ and Julius to kick out to, and that's pretty much what Fournier is. He was becoming a little more of a leader on the floor as far as talking to Julius a little bit. Interviews, holding himself accountable, and things like that. So I'm okay with bringing Fournier back. He's making 18 milli, and like I mentioned, there's a lot of other guards and wings that make just way much more than that. So we do need some kind of vets on the team. We do need 3-point shooting. I mean, we could always trade him and looks a different direction, but I'm okay with the time being. We're not trying to. We're trying to make the playoffs, but we're not contenders at the moment. And trading him for somebody else, a bigger fish, right now at this time, I just don't think it's something we should be doing. Not to mention the chemistry, how they were gelling towards the end of the season. His defense got a whole lot better. As far as help defense, sliding his feet, poking the rock out, and we all mentioned before that maybe he should be running with the second unit, and I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. But we kind of saw what he could do this year, and let's kind of put him in a different position to be more successful next year. But for the time being, I think we should keep him for next year. We salute Kaiser Soze 718. He's saying, I'm hoping that Shaedon Sharpe falls 11 since he didn't play college ball. Yeah, that's another question mark. I just don't know who Shaedon Sharpe is. You can't really go off by his high school games, and he didn't play any college, so I don't know. That Kentucky connection is gone now, so I don't. If they want him, I'm pretty sure they did all that. And I wouldn't say investigating, but they had a chance to kind of scout him and talk to those guys at the time. But as for me, I just don't know too much about him. Okay. Subpar talent. Oh, subpar talent. Yeah. I don't know. So to me, I can't give you guys the answer on that. But we're gonna go ahead and go to the next one. IQ. Y'all know that's my guy right there. IQ. I'm gonna say obviously keep him. He's my favorite player. If y'all don't know that by now, I've been rocking with IQ since day one. I just think that he's part of the young core. Him and I don't want to spoil the next person or anybody else, but he's just part of the young core. He's just someone who takes Tibbs' yelling, takes constructive criticism. He's able to change positions from shooting guard to point guard to running the first unit to ending games, and he's just a sponge, just someone who's gonna just keep learning. Just someone who's a gym rat. Someone who just a good, wholesome kid. There was a story or a show that showed things that he carried around, and he carried his Bible around, and just a good kid, someone who is not going to get into trouble, and be all over the media for doing something wrong. And that's kind of what the front office did, was pick those high IQ, high character guys, and IQ. He just, to me, he has a high ceiling. We don't know what he is. We don't know is he a point guard? Is he better, being a shooting guard off the bench? Is he a sixth man of the year? His ceiling is so high, because we just don't know what he could be. And you saw that he doesn't get phased. Whether his shooting is down, whether he's missing, he's just gonna play his game regardless. And I think that's what Tibbs likes about him. I mean, that's what I like about him, his confidence to be out there, and you can see the growth that he did throughout the year, as far as shot selection, letting him fly early in the shot clock, and now you can see the hesitation where should I take it? No, or should I not? So he's just learning, and I think through the summer, he's just going to learn more and be in the gym this whole summer trying to develop his game even more. Does he have a tight handle? No. During the beginning of the year, he was getting ripped because he had those long arms when he was trying to cross over. You just get that timing down. And now he has it closer to his hip. He has that quick first step to get to the cup, whether it's using, his right hand, his left hand, going off glass, getting those and ones. He gets those and ones. He goes like this now, where he gets juice. So not only that, but his 3-point game. He has his little signature move now. He has a three, puts it up and down. So if you have the confidence to throw the three out there like that, whether it's a mellow three to the dome or you flipping it this way and that way, then you probably gonna do some in the NBA, or else people are just gonna talk about you. Like, what you got a signature move or whatever it's called, and you ain't doing nothing with it. So, I'm all right with IQ.
Well, we know.
Yeah. What it do, Kelly?
IQ.
Yeah.
Keep him. We keep him.
We keeping him?
Yeah. Salute, Chef. Salute, by the way. Salute my man Julian Brown, Chef, Drip Moore, Sherwin. Salute. Kaiser Soul. Salute.
Yeah, they was asking about you, so here we go.
Yeah.
Here's my boy.
Who else did you get to? You did IQ.
I did IQ. I did Evan Fournier. So, what you doing with Evan? You keeping him or you cutting him?
Surprisingly, I'm keeping him.
Yeah. Because throughout the whole year, you was rocking with him. You was saying,
yeah, I'm keeping him because he's a sniper. He's a shooter, and I know we paid a lot for him, but you need shooting as much as you need other things on the team. We need shooting, so I'm keeping him. We need a sniper in some type of aspect. So we know we can, keep him.
All right. Then I went with Jericho Sims. I brought up Jericho too.
Jericho Sims, keep him.
Yeah.
He's too young to just dump him already.
Yeah, there's no reason not to keep him.
Right. Keep him. Even though I think he's 22, 21, I don't know, but keep him.
Yeah, he's the same age as Obi, I believe.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, let's move on to. Go ahead. Who do you want to bring up? It don't matter to me.
Mitch.
Mitch. All right. You want to take this one or?
Me personally, I'm going with keep him. I mean, unless he wants like more money. The thing is with Mitch, it's pretty much how much he wants. If he wants outstanding figures, then I guess you could let him go. I mean, because he ain't shown no offensive package yet. He ain't shown nothing crazy yet. I mean, yeah, but you do need a big that can get you boards, blocks, has some type of presence, but he can't ask for outstanding figures, and he's not a factor. You know, he's not an offensive threat. At least the scorers are the ones that make the bag. You know. And if you're going to be, and not only that, he's been injury prone. But me, I know, despite what I said, for me, it's keep him.
Right. Not to cut you off though, but we're just saying for ourselves, like as fans, we're saying whether we're keeping him or cutting him. You know, as far as fans, we don't know what the front office is going to do, but we're just right now as we're just talking about what we would do if we were the owners.
Right.
So I would keep him myself though, because he just elite athleticism, elite shot blocker, elite rim runner, elite rim protector. Just those types of things. They just don't walk through the front door. You know what I'm saying? They just don't step into the gym all the time. And if you go by what Robert Williams got, then he kind of set the bar on what Mitch should get. As far as that, and being a Tibbs guy, the defensive guy, just you gotta keep give him his guy. Even though they started off on the wrong page as far as when he curved him during the Olympics, and Mitch was supposed to go over there and play for him, and Tibbs was part of the coaching staff. That and you remember during the beginning of the first year, he didn't want to start Mitch. He wanted to start Noel. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
Yeah, but Mitchell's game was just that much better that he had no choice but to play the better guy.
Right.
And since then, he's regardless whether he comes back from injury or being overweight or whatever.
Right.
Then that's still his spot. So I'm with you. I like Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Money making Mitch, blocking this monster. I would like to keep him. Pay him that money that Robert Williams could get or whatever. I think it's like 4 years, $54 million or something like that. But whether he takes that or not, that's up to him. But for me, I would give him that bag. I'd give him that money because he just brings it, that defensive anchor to the team where opponents just don't want to challenge him, just are not willing to go all the way to the cup. They'll stop and pop instead. And he's just too good of a defensive player with that length that even if when they do stop and they try to throw it up, he blocks it anyways though. And he's got a whole lot better as far as not getting into foul trouble and not falling for those head fakes. And you gotta admit though, the guy gives you 110% every time he's on the court. He just throws his body around. He just gassed every dead ball, timeout, when he goes to the bench, he just leaves it all on the floor. And you got to like that about Mitch. I mean, I know I do. Does it scare me and make me nervous every time he hits the floor? Of course. You're like, no, not a shoulder, not another ankle injury, because he always pops up, but then he just be limping, But he's one tough dude because he still plays, whether he's limping on the court or whether his shoulder's hurting. Like, those are the kind of guys that Knicks fans like, the grit, the guy who leaves it on the floor. And I just hate, I'm preparing myself that they're going to let him go. But I'd pay him, though. I'd pay him. No doubt about that. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have an offensive game as far as, go-to moves, pull-ups, the middies, jump shot. We haven't seen him take a three.
We've seen one little drive to the basket. Or was it Mason Plumlee?
Yep, the Mason Plumlee. He tried to take Nurkic too when I was at the game, and then it went off somebody's foot. Man, it might have been his, but I was like, oh, he was about to attempt it though. And then the one still behind the back, and then he went on the fast break and and passed it. So Chef NYK said I call him Big Bird. It's funny. Uncle Freezy said he looks like a pterodactyl dribbling a marble.
Yeah, he's got those long arms.
Had me dying. Yeah. But you know what you're gonna get out of Mitch though, and you know he's gonna get those blocks. He had he gets a lot of offensive boards too, which turn into second chance points. That's something that at the end of the game, when it's a close game, he gets you that extra possession, and it could be a game changer. We could pull out that dub. So just off of that, or when it's the end of the game and it's a half court set and we need a stop. That they're going to think twice about going to the paint. They're going to settle for a midi, a perimeter shot, something out there. And he's, we mentioned it before, him blocking Kevin Durant out on the perimeter, and just things like that. You just don't see those on a nightly basis, or just certain players that just have that it factor. And he has that it factor on the defensive end where, man, like I said, I'll if he leaves, I'm gonna be watching. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna be watching, Mitch on other teams. Like, damn, the one who got away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like it would be silly, especially. It's kind of. I think it's how we handle him that would kind of be kind of silly to me. I think it would be because it's like you could have offered him more money, but I think it's wasn't that? I guess that was all the money that was dealt last season. With the trading back and Fournier and the Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks. He played better than both of those guys put together. Nerlens Noel couldn't even play. So it's like that money you paid Nerlens Noel, you could have gave more money to Mitch. How I see it.
Yeah. And we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to him.
Yeah.
We'll get to him soon enough. I guess by saying that, you should already know my answer. But yeah, what you want to say about Mitch?
Nah, just there's like
I think it'd be easier to keep him than looking for another big in free agency. I don't know. I don't trust the front office yet to really
we'll get to the front office. We'll get to the front office. Let's just stick to the players for the time being. But yeah, we'll definitely get to the front office because we have different views when it comes to the front office and your boy Tibbs. You know what I'm saying? So that's the good part about us, rocking together is we have different aspects on who we like and who we don't. So let's just go ahead and jump into Noel's. He only played 25 games last year,
Right.
Just only averaged 3.4 points, only got 5.6 boards, and 1.2 blocks. So next year he'll be making $9,240,000 for 22-23 season. Now, to me, I really don't want to just kill him like that because we could just talk about all the negative things that Noel's does. But I'm going to just say cut him. He just doesn't bring much to the table,
Right.
First of all, his health. Being with that frame, not being able to go down there and bang with your traditional centers, when it comes down to elite centers with Embiids and Cats and, just the bigger frame guys, he can't hold his own.
Right.
At that point, he just becomes someone's punching bag and just being pushed around. Then when you put him out on the perimeter, he doesn't have that footwork, but he has those long go gadget arms. So when they get around him, he pokes the rock out, and that's just all he has, as far as a desperate last move to do. He's an okay rim protector, but they're gonna challenge him. They're just gonna challenge him, whether he gets dunked on or he could get also they could also get the and one.
Right.
I just feel like they were just super impressed with how he was over the playoffs, and towards the end of the year before, but that was just one year in the pandemic, and this year his whole career he showed he can't be healthy. So I don't know who would want to take that contract.
I mean, it's a small. What is it? It's $9 million for 3 years, 2 years.
Well, it'll be this year. Then next year is a team option. So
so you got a 3 year. I think it was a 3 year deal.
Yeah, but they're not going to do the team option. It's really next year, and if they could trade him to maybe a contender during the trade deadline, then for a team that needs rim defending in the playoffs,
Right.
I can see that happening.
Right, or third string big.
Yeah, a $9 million third string big.
Right.
And he can't catch nothing. He can't catch a cold. He can't. He couldn't catch the Rona if he tried.
So that's one good thing. Good thing he can't catch. One good thing about him.
Just this guy. I mean, yep. So to me, it's a no on the.
Because I like I was looking at the comments. That's funny. Butterfinger is a slight obstacle around the room. I like Sims anyway, man, and it's nothing against Noel. I like Sims. Sims is he's smaller. He's a 6'9", but his 6'9" is different from most guys. He plays bigger than his size. So I like Sims. Even though him and Mitch don't have any offensive spark to them. I like their. I think I like their presence. I like their energy, their athleticism. You don't just get rid of athleticism like that for no reason. We need more shooting. We need more shooting from other positions and finishing. So it's all right in that department. We're not going to just find a guy that can guard Embiid just like that. We have to compete first before we even think about Embiid. Because I know that's probably who guys are going to think about. Embiid, Jokic. We got to get competitive first before we start worrying about those guys. Right now, we barely made play-in. But we wanted to. We wanted to make play-in.
Yeah, so, Sims reminds me at that 6'9" frame, like a Ben Wallace.
Oh, Ben Wallace. Yeah, Ben Wallace, another one played bigger than his size, man. Ben Wallace was not playing. So I was just talking to my friends about him the other day, man. I was talking about guys we would be scared to fight. That's one guy I think I'd be scared to fight. Ben Wallace, 6'9". His arms were like, cannons, man.
Yeah,
long arms, scary. He's just scary, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. We have another summer of Sims getting in the weight room. He can get
right. He was working throughout the season.
Yeah.
I could imagine him putting on weight with that athleticism, boy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't need him to develop a midi or outside jumper. Just work with your strengths and make him even stronger. If you're gonna be going up against bigger and stronger guys, then hit the weights a little bit. Right. When you yam on somebody, make sure they feel it. You know what I'm saying? When you go hard in the paint, just those kind of things. Make them think twice when they're gonna go in the paint and challenge. That's your house. Keep them out. Those types of things. And it's nice to not have a center that you have to run your offense through. He's gonna clean the glass on misses and get you those putbacks, and you kind of know who Sims is. So let's just keep this going. Let's just go with him. And then even if we don't sign Mitch and he walks, then like I said, get rid of Noel's. We have that second round in the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or they could decide to go with the Mark Williams with the 11th pick, or say it falls to the 14th. You could go Mark Williams, or you could use that second round and get a center at the end of the second round, or you could wait till the draft's over and sign somebody. Be one of the first people to pick up the phones and sign somebody as just a body in camp. Someone you could develop at that point. Instead of putting too much money into that center position.
Right.
There's different options you could go with.
Because if you ask me, I don't know what position I think we need to get. But if I had to take a choice, I'd say a wing.
Yeah,
That's me. We'll get to that. I mean, we'll get to that. We'll get to the position of hope and need. We're still talking. Keep it dump 'em. I'm not gonna go off topic.
yeah.
Yeah. Who's next, man? So we did Noel. We got gonna do your boy Kemba.
Go ahead. I'll let you go with that. I'll let you go with that one. I'm gonna sit back and chill on this one real quick.
That one, and me, Culley is a guy that likes Kemba, man. He's a New Yorker just like me. I like the guy, man. I like him a lot. But I guess it's clear to say that Kemba's out of here. If it's up to me, I wish we could keep him, but I don't know his health, his knee. I don't know how long his knee's gonna last. Not just for the Knicks, but in the NBA in a whole. I don't know how long those knees can last. He might be ready to retire. He might have to retire early. Kemba, great player. You know the story of Kemba. He's a legend. But I guess obviously they're gonna get rid of him. They're gonna have to because they're gonna have to make room for the better of the team. I'd love Kemba here in a veteran role, but hey, whatever. But for the sake of the team, for the team getting younger and filling more positions and filling roster spots, you're gonna have to keep. I mean, you're gonna have to dump him. That's just a fair game.
Yeah, and it opens up that $8 million.
$8 million. If you want to get another bum, and I'm only playing. You want to go find another bum, another lower tier bum in free agency. I don't know. Oh man, I just hate thinking about it. Leon Rose just makes weird moves, man. I just think I don't know, man. This team is just weird. But yeah. My bad.
No, you good. It's like you always say, where we get a player a year or two too late. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what happened with Kemba. There was a reason why nobody picked him up. There was a reason why he was available for a trade. There's a reason why the Celtics let him go. They knew what
$8 million. Why?
Yeah, they knew what we didn't, and we just took a gamble on him. It would have been another Derrick Rose scenario. Low risk, high reward, and for that year, Rose worked out, and it just didn't. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for Kemba. He could score, in glimpses if he's rested a couple games, but he just wasn't a guy that you could depend on a nightly basis, day in and day out. He's never been a good defender, and with that backcourt, it just wasn't a good. It just wasn't a good matchup on a nightly basis having him and Fournier there. So
yeah, too slow.
Hopefully they learn. They learn from that mistake, and if they're going to bring in somebody or they go with IQ, I mean IQ and Fournier seem to be clicking on all cylinders towards the end of the season. The trust was there, so I'm okay with letting Kemba go. I'm not going to kill your boy too much. I'm saying I know how much you like him. So,
well, yeah, right. Just that would lead to our next one, Derrick Rose. That's a good one too because
that is a good one. Yeah,
say trade him for the mutual sake. Maybe trade him to a contender. But we don't. I mean, we still don't know the direction of the team. We just know that Tibbs is likely going to be here.
This is you though. This is you. What would you do though? What would you do?
Well, I'm keeping him. I love D Rose, man. I'm a little biased. I'm keeping D Rose, man. Keeping D Rose because I want him to win in New York. I mean, we're not gonna win a championship yet, but I just like Rose here, man. I like Rose here. I like his toughness. So me, I don't mind him. I think he's a solid leader for the team. Solid vet. That's one of the few vets I do like. One of the few vets left in the NBA that I like. So me, I'm keeping him.
Yeah, I like Rose too. That's Pooh Bear. Yeah, I mean, he just wears his heart on his sleeve. You know what I'm saying? He just dedicated to Tibbs. No matter how many times he just puts all the wear and tear on him. But as we've seen throughout the years, just Rose is not a dependable guy as far as staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? And if he's going to be here and Tibbs is going to be our coach, he's just going to run him to the wheels fall off.
Something else, man. feel you.
And he's okay with that. So for me, you know what I'm saying, out of respect for Rose, because I like Rose, I would send him to a contender. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if it's trading him right now during the off season, or whether it's at the trade deadline, just do him a favor. Let him, and he's probably doesn't even care about that. You know what I'm saying? He's just happy to be on the team. Happy to be with his coach. Happy to be with Taj. Happy to be in New York. You know what I'm saying? You saw how he proposed to his fiance on the Knicks floor. On half court. So he's just happy to be here. The first time around, he kind of left, not on his terms. He had his mental, lapses, and how his head wasn't all there. So he's trying to, do his rights from when they were wrong, and kind of fix that. So right now, I just think that he's in an okay place, but that's another 14 milli though. You know what I'm saying? For his contract, for someone who is really a quiet guy. He's not going to go out there and be very outspoken and kind of direct traffic and take guys under his wing. He's more like, watch what I do. Then, you try to, do the same thing. But how many players can do what Rose can do? Not many of them. You know what I'm saying? Not if any. I would say like a John Moran or guys like that. But there's just not too many players that could do what Rose does. He has that athleticism still at the age of 33, where he could, burst by players and be a little acrobatic below the rim. And to me, it's experiment's already over for me. Let him go get a ring somewhere, and let's open up that.
Do you want the entire team to just go young?
No, because I'm keeping Fournier. So not completely, but yeah. And even if we do keep him, it's just like a ticking time bomb where it's only a matter of time before he goes down. Like I mentioned, he's Tibbs' guy. Whether he runs the second unit, that was the plan in the beginning of the year. Was he was supposed to run the second unit? He was fine with that role. He was telling everybody, this is Kemba's team. Kemba's going to be the starter. And then once Kemba went down, Derrick Rose went into the starting spot. And even if Kemba was starting, Rose is closing games. So why do that? Are we making the playoffs next year? Are we a contender? No, we need we need to let IQ get more playing time, and we'll get to Deuce in a minute though. But that's another guy who needs more playing time as well. I'm saying
right.
So,
Deuce.
Yeah. So that's like I said. So for me, like with this, the way the roster is, Rose would probably be the starter. IQ would be with the second unit with the roster that we have. So go ahead and eliminate Rose. Let him go chase the ring and open up that 14 milli. So now we have 14 milli for me being the owner. You have the 9 milli from Noel's. Then you have what else? Who else did I cut? I think that's all I cut right now. Yep.
You ain't cut nobody yet. You probably got a list, right?
Yeah, I cut Noel.
You cut. Oh yeah. Yeah, we both cut Noel. My fault.
Yeah. So that opened up that 9 milli. Then the Rose opens up another 14 milli.
I think there's probably 2 or 3 more I'd cut to open up some money. All right, so I said keep the Rose. Who are we on next?
I said cut Kemba too. So that was another 8 milli.
Cut Kemba for the
9 milli. That's 17 milli plus another 11 milli. That's 28 milli right there.
Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Sherwin M says Rose is a keeper. Yeah, and like I mentioned, he's 33 years old though. I mean,
he is a keeper, but yeah, he's old, man. 33, and plus he's just coming back from a surgery. I know one thing: he shouldn't be starting. Keep him right there on that bench. It's one thing.
But that's not going to happen, though.
Like as the coach.
Yep.
Yeah, if Walker's gone and we only have McBride, IQ, and Rose, you know who's starting, man. And it's very sad. It's actually very sad. But you know what? It got to get worse before it gets better. So.
Yeah, Canal Ben Lawyer. We mentioned in the beginning when we say cut, we mean either trade or trade or drop or whatever. Just no longer with the team next year, whether it's in the beginning of the year or whether it's at trade deadline. Like this,
whether it's soon as free agency hit, as soon as the trade stuff starts, all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's what we were saying. We're just done with them. We want to move on from that player. I mean, you could probably if you probably wait and then get an asset. I mean, I really don't care at this point. But I just want to move in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at. We don't need any more 33-year-olds, on the team.
Yeah, he should be getting. Only time his man should even touch an increase is playoffs, and that's if we make the playoffs. And it shouldn't be no 40. It should be good minutes. At least it should go from at least 25 to maybe 30, maybe 35 the most, and that's it. It shouldn't be no more than 35, and that's in playoffs. That's if we make the playoffs. D Rose should not be seeing too much. He shouldn't be seeing extensive minutes like that. That's the most he's playing if I'm his coach. But yeah.
Let's move on to the other old person on the team. His running mate from Chicago, from Chi-Town.
Taj, I don't mind Taj here. I never did mind Taj. I'm going with keep him. Even though he does get paid. He does get how much? What does he get paid? $5 million?
Yeah, $5 million.
Yeah, that's just too funny to think about, man. Like, my question is why, man? Why is he not getting a vet's minimum? It's just too funny.
Why is he not getting the veteran minimum?
Right. Like, this is just too funny, man. Taj, I'm keeping Taj, man. And shout out to my guys in the chat that like veterans. I know a lot of you guys like vets. I like Taj. I like D Rose. Those are like two vets. I mean, I like all the vets, but in some cases you can let them go. But we'll get to that. That's neither here nor there right now. I'm keeping Taj as a Udonis Haslem type of role. And if he's gonna play for me, that's gonna be in the playoffs. I'm sorry, and that's if we make the playoffs. He's not coming off that bench. If I'm the coach, he's not even touching the court at all. That's the role you keep Taj in. That's just me.
Yeah, I like Taj. Sims mentioned it earlier that he's been taking him under his wing. He's been telling him where to pick his spots at. Taj is the best screen setter on the team. That kind of rubbed Jericho Sims on the setting screens and learning from that. He had nothing but positive things to say about Taj. But we all know at 37 years old, he doesn't have much in the tank right now.
Right. Come on.
He's not a rim protector. He's undersized for a center. But I'm done with Taj too. Let him go. Yeah, let him go. Let him go. Let him go to the staff. Let him become an assistant. All those things that Jericho mentioned, he could do that from the sideline. He could do that from the bench. You know what I'm saying? He could talk to him on the bench. He could just let him know what needs to be done during practice, and then you could save that $5 million.
That's the thing, and that's the problem. I know this is neither here nor there right now. You don't keep rookies on the bench to make them learn. They're not going to learn from sitting there watching. They're not going to learn. They have to make mistakes. I mean, he thinks that that's how they're going to learn. Oh my goodness, with tips. Well, I can't wait to get to him. But yeah, Taj, what did you say? You said he's undersized.
Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off though, but Sherwin M said Taj is not 37. Oh, I'm sorry, he's 36. He'll be 37 in June. Okay, my fault.
He'll be 37 in June. Right?
June. So
yeah. By the time we're ready, by the draft time, it's time to draft. Yeah. See the coincidence in that? See the irony? By the time it's time to draft somebody young, this man gets older. Look how ironic that is. But yeah, 37.
Yeah.
Limited minutes for me, man. I'm sorry. Taj only got like a year left in him, a year and a half.
But like I mentioned, we just keep using this money. The $5 million from him, the $9 million for Rose, the 11 from there.
Right.
Bring in another a big, and Taj could develop those guys from the sideline, from the bench. So, letting him go too. He has no athleticism. He has, he's too slow. We know what we're gonna get out of Taj, and he just plays too many minutes. So I'm done with the Taj experiment too. Thank you for your services. We are now gonna give you a different position, and we'll go from there. So, who else do you want to go on to? You want to go to Obi Toppin. You're muted.
Mike was muted. Yeah, we can go on Obi. Yeah. You want to take this one first?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat that I'm keeping Obi. You know what I'm saying he just brings a different aspect to the game, a different element. Just Tibbs runs a slow pace, style of play, and Obi brings that fast pace with the fast breaks and the leak outs, something that, they're just easy buckets. I mean, who doesn't want easy points, whether it's oops going baseline or leak outs. A lot of people don't like that, but points are points no matter how you get them. The easier, the better, the less energy you have to spend on the whole team running down up and down the court, the better it is for us. So, that was in the beginning of the season where that was basically what his game was, just running back and forth. But as you can see, when he got more time, he got more minutes, and there was no more looking over his shoulder. He was able to score more points. He was able to make his threes. He was able to take people off the bounce. He just turned into a different Obi. And will that be sustainable next year? If they do get rid of Julius Randle and he's a starter, I'm not saying that those points and that production is going to continue to go. But when you see those types of things, you could do them again. When you go through the legs for the first time, when you go behind the back, and do those types of things, you could do it again. It's just all muscle memory that you have to work on, and until you get comfortable doing it. So I'm okay with keeping Obi. He's not a finished product as far as what he can be. He still needs to continue to get stronger. That way he can take contact when he's in the air. Just I'm not saying just be super yoked up where you're gonna knock people over like every time you go to the cup, but just be able to hold your own and not get so pushed around and bullied around all the time. He can't really post anybody up. I'm not expecting him to add that.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just I'm not expecting him to add that to his game. But if you're going to be in the post, just have a faster reaction on whether you're going to kick the ball out or whether you're going to put your head down and make your move. There was just too many times where he was uncertain about himself in the post, and he waited for the double team to come, and then it was too late. He's had to kick it out, or there's a steal or something like that. So I'm okay with keeping Obi. His running mate, was IQ. They both got drafted together. They're both boys, and I just feel, and you heard it last year where when the summer started, they were just in the gym together working out.
Yep. You heard, not to cut you off. You heard what they said. Obi says when they both check in together, you can give each other that look, like like you ready at the table. Like if each other look like you ready to go to work.
That's what I'm saying. You want that. You want someone to bring the best out of you. You want somebody to motivate you. You want somebody to pick you up when you're down. You want somebody to, when you don't have anything left in the tank, just to get that last, like when you're maxing out on the bench and you're like, I need a spotter. Like, get that off your chest, boy. Get that. You know what I'm saying? You want that motivation right next to you. So I just feel like they just could lift each other up and grow, knowing that they were in the same draft and have the same goals. So yeah, I'm okay with Obi, and let's see what he can do next year. We saw small little glimpses of it. The first year he lost the dunking contest, and this year he won the dunking contest. He's a fan favorite as far as his highlight dunks, and that's always something good as far as momentum swings. That could be just like I mentioned, a momentum swing, and that could get the rest of the Knicks going if we need to keep that maybe 10-0 run or whatever it is or going. So I'm okay with keeping Obi.
Yeah, I'm okay with keeping Obi. Man, you got to cook. Well, you pretty much said everything. I like his energy. I guess we'll get to Randle soon, but I like Obi's energy, man. I mean, it's not. Of course, he's not perfect. He has many flaws in his game, but he brings kind of like that modern. He has a modern feel to the game. The game is changing. The game is not really. You don't really have too many power forwards that post up. I mean, some of them do. In most cases, you would expect the power forward to be able to post up when they have a mismatch, but their game. A lot of power forwards in the game now, from what I could think off the top of my head, the game is not predicated off of posting up. It's more so the face up game. As soon as they get it, they attack. It's more so that it's just so and you also got to think about the shot clock. The shot clock era where you only have so much seconds to score. You kind of want to score fast instead of slowing down time. It's not that type of era anymore where you need a whole shot clock to get to do a move. It's more so my allergies are kicking me. It's more so guys are scoring in bunches now, and you kind of need that. I mean, yes, Obi leaks out. He's a 6'9" power forward that leaks out. He's not the strongest, but he's playing to his strength. That's why he was able to have that 40-point game. I mean, can he do it in the game where it matters? Maybe. We have to see. I would love to see it. I would love to give him a chance to see it. He hasn't had a chance. This is his second season in the league. Let him get a chance to do it. Our starting power forward, we didn't see too much energy from him like that. We didn't see a lot of that type of energy and setting picks, and you tell him something, he has an attitude. You can see it in his body language. So Obi was ready to get out and run. We need some, and if it beats teams getting out and running, then I'm okay with it because that's what they're doing to the Knicks. They're getting out and running on us and beating the crap out of us. They're coming down, and we don't even have a chance to set up. They're just beating the dog, what out of us. So I'm okay with guys. I'm okay with it by all means. And plus, it's not just Obi. It's not just Obi that wait, Chuck, terrible move and what happens? But it's not just Obi that gets out and run. It's the whole. It's all the youngins. They all want to get out and run. It's just the youngins' game. And granted, this is the last thing I'm gonna say because we're off topic. Granted, we've got beaten by what Tibbs despises the most numerous times, and that's rookies. We've got beaten by young teams throughout the whole season. OKC, Timberwolves, who are in the playoffs. You can count the Grizzlies, but they're a winning team, but they're still young. Grizzlies, Timberwolves, OKC, Blazers. You got beat by Blazers out in Portland. It's another young team. The Magic twice. The Pacers, they don't count, but the Pacers beat us. They beat us a few days later, maybe a day or two later after they came out and said they wanted to rebuild. They made it clear to the NBA world that they wanted to rebuild, and they beat us. I'm not going to say with little effort, but they beat us. We lost a lot of games with this coach having his mind set on who he doesn't like and who he likes. It's BS. And the BS has to stop. Is there any young teams I missed? You can proceed, so. But I just want to say that we lost to young teams what this coach despises the most, and that's not like.
Yeah, but we have 9 young players though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
And so we're pretty young ourselves.
We're
So
young. In those games, those 9 young players didn't really see the floor. Not all 9. There was veterans out there that got 40 minutes, 45, 48 minutes, and got they. I can't curse, but they got their behinds tore up out there. You know, they got tore up out there. Running with them youngins. You had Taj, who great player. He doesn't have the athleticism to keep up with youngins of today. You know, but you know, you seen Burks. I've seen Burks get 50 minutes and go scoreless. I can't take it anymore. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, we're on. You're rolling now, so we might as well continue to go with it. You talking about Tibbs, right?
Yeah, and since we're on jumping, let me go with Burks since I just mentioned his name.
Okay.
You got Obi. I'm keeping Obi. I love Obi, man. I'm happy for him. Oh wait, let me just finish one more thing. As far as Obi goes, you know, it's funny at like last season with all the protocols and all this stuff, when Obi couldn't get any burn, when you started to see glimpses of his game and glimpses is when I caught hope for him. I was okay with the pick from day one, right? I was okay with the Obi pick because I did my research last season's draft. I was okay with getting him at 9 or 8, wherever we was going to get him. Of course, I wanted a point guard too, but I was okay with it. So, anyway, the only thing that made me give up on him which was stupid, was Tibbs actually not using him. I'm like, oh man, do we really have a bust on this team? Because the guy doesn't get any minutes, and when he does get minutes, you know, he plays scary, he plays like crap. So I'm thinking, do we really have a bust? Do we really have a guy that sucks? And then when he started to show glimpses of what he really could be in this league, you know, athletic freak, you know, then I started to really say, oh man, this is a guy we got to keep. So, what I gotta say? I like Obi. I'm staying with Obi. Keep him.
All right. Let me salute some cats in the chat that are here joining us. We got Nick Yak, got Parrish Duggar, my boy Chuck Allen, Knicks for life. What a do, fellas. Appreciate y'all rocking with us tonight.
Tibbs did sabotage our season. Salute Parrish Duggar. Salute Kaiser Souls. Yes, he did sabotage us, and the verdict is out on him. We're gonna get to him soon. But yeah, go ahead, so.
Yeah. So who else do we have? We have. We go RJ Barrett.
Oh,
RJ Barrett.
I was getting Burks.
Oh, you want to talk Burks, huh? You want to talk Burks? Go ahead. I forgot you had mentioned Burks.
Yeah. No. See, the thing is, I actually like Burks. Is a good player. Burks has been misused this season and misunderstood this season. Burks is a good player, yo. Very good player. Knows his role. You know what I mean? Knows his role. You know, despite the team he's on. Burks is solid, and he played out of position for us the entire season. I think he's played in every game this season. I think he might have missed one, but I think he's played in every. Or maybe I'm wrong. But Burks played in every game for us this season, and
he started at 81 games. He only missed one game.
He missed one game.
Yeah, one game.
Okay, one game. So Burks has been the starting point for us pretty much this whole season, at least 90% of the season, and you know, I think that could hurt his value. However, if you know basketball, you know that's not the real Burks. I'm gonna say keep Burks. You know why? Because that's another good. That's if we start winning. But then again, you know what? No, I'll say dump Burks. I'm gonna say dump Burks.
Yeah, I'm with you though, because it's confusing. Not to cut you off though, but I was on the fence too. Like, you know, he's that Swiss Army knife. He plays multiple positions. Plays multiple positions, but at the same time though, he gets overused. You know what I'm saying? Like just like everybody else. So that's the thing though. You know, you can play him at multiple positions. He played 1 through 4, but the thing about, and it's not his fault though, because he's just a soldier. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna do what he's told to do. And I think he was the most efficient player as far as all our efficient players on the team. He was the most efficient at field goal percentage. I got to look it up what it was though, but
Burks.
And I think he was the highest at 3-point percentage. Let me just look that up right quick though. Yeah, but
that game guy was.
I know, but But that's the only problem I have though is that he just plays just too many positions on our team. Is how many did you want him starting at point guard? Nobody on our, as far as I heard from the fan base that wanted him starting at point
I
guard.
don't want the man. Yeah, I don't want that man starting at anything at all. Anything. Off the bench where he's play guys to their strengths. That's what you use him for. Anything. Right. Tibbs thinks he thinks he has a bunch of anomalies on his team. My goodness.
But at the same time, though, we know what he is. He's a journeyman, though. So for all the youngins that want to get run, you can't beat out a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's horrible. But that's because he's the coach. That's why they can't beat out the journeyman. It's like they don't have a chance. I'm sure these guys.
So you wanted Deuce to run the point?
I want that man to play shooting guard, which he's been playing his whole career.
I'm talking about Deuce. Would you want Deuce running the point instead of Burks?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take Deuce right now running the point because he's ran it in college. He's naturally a point guard. He naturally has a feel for that. Like there's one play that I've seen. You know how you ever watch the guy and you study his game from college. You know his game, right? You ever he had one play this season that was like naturally like him like in college. Like he had this play where he went around the screen, he came and he shot a mid-range in somebody's face. That's what he did in college. I forgot what game it was. But he came around the screen, he came over, came around the curl of the screen. And it was very veteran like that. He looked to see if his defender was behind him or trailing him. He sailed him, if I'm not mistaken, or he came around there and he pulled the mid-range. That's his game, the mid-range. He can shoot the 3 too, but not the best. But his game is the mid-range. And you need guys like that too that can shoot the mid-range. Guys that keep the defense honest with the mid-range. It's very old school, but it's needed in the NBA. You still have guys that do it. Devin Booker, Middleton. You got plenty of guys that shoot the middies proudly. And they all have respectable range too. Middleton can step out. Devin Booker can step. These guys are snipers, but the mid-range keeps teams honest. Like keeps the defense honest. So McBride, I would love to see him run the point and get a feel for it and let him give him the keys. That's just me. That's just my opinion though. I don't want nobody thinking you gotta play the guy too.
Yeah, so I found it right now though. So he had Alec Burks had 40% 3-point shooter last year.
40%. That was the season before the one that just passed. Before this horrible season.
Yeah, this horrible season. He was 40% 3-point. Yeah.
Has to go up in the playoffs.
So like that's what I said. Like he was the highest 3-point percent shooter on the team. I'm saying.
You know what? That doesn't even sound too
off.
That doesn't even sound too much hard to believe. Even though he's a bench player, it doesn't sound hard to believe because we didn't really have a lot of the best. We had, for one stretch we had good 3-point shooters, but we didn't have the best on the team. We had Reggie Bullock. Randle was even up there in IQ. I think Frank was up there at one point. Frank was actually up there in 3-point percentage because he didn't shoot often. He didn't get in the game often. When he did, he made them. But yeah, that's how it goes. That's how numbers go. Numbers can be tricky. But that sounds about right. He had a lot of games where he saved us, so that's about right. Like game 2 of the playoffs. No, game 1 of the playoffs, he had a good game, even though we lost. Which goes to show Burks cannot be our leading scorer and we win the game.
Let me salute some more cats in the chat. We got Soulfinger 12 in there and Canal Banloya. What it do, fellas? Appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Soulfinger 12 mentions it's on Tibbs. You have to take away his safety net when it comes to the bets. Got to force him to play outside his comfort zone. And I mentioned that in the beginning of the season. I was on a show with and I was like, you just got to take away all his Soulfinger said his safety nets. Just take away all the bets and force his hand to play the youngins. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way. So for that reason, I like Alec Burks, but I gotta get rid of him just so we can open up some more roster spots and more playing time for these youngins, because we're not, like I mentioned, we're not contending. I'm saying we ain't
contending for nothing.
Yeah, we're not contending for nothing. And he's playing way too many minutes. He's playing 28.6 minutes a game. So it don't matter what. Yeah, Burks. It doesn't matter what position is open. If we need a spot, a point guard spot, or small forward, or shooting guard, he's gonna be the next man up to get those heavy minutes. So for that reason,
yeah, and that's why like what Soul Finger said, that's why I changed my mind when I said keep him. That's why I'm going with dump him. And I love Alec Burks. I'm going with dump him, and it's not even his fault. I'm saying dump him to keep him away from Tibbs. Get him away from Tibbs, please, for the sake of this team and for the youngins. Get him away from Tibbs, yo. Sorry, Alec Burks, you gotta go. You have to go. Some way, form, or fashion. Get this man out of Tibbs' sight. But we have another season. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're cooking. Go ahead. That's your damn go.
I'm trying to figure out Tibbs when he made his little silly comment about studying. Is it numbers? Is it numbers that's why Tibbs keeps him in there? Is numbers the reason why? Does analytics show that Kim has the best defensive rating when he's in the game because of versatility, because he could be used as small forward, and point guard, and shooting guard? Is that what it is? Is that why Tibbs keeps him in? I just want to know that part. I think like why he keeps him in like that. So that when Tibbs talks about studying,
Kelly, if you watched the game 3 or 4 times, you would know the answer to
that. You're right. If I watched it 3 times, you're right. You're right. I can go on YouTube and watch highlights. You're right. You're right, man.
But since we're on Tibbs, though, it's crazy though, because Knicks fans talk about they like grit, they like toughness, they want to bring back the old glory days of the 90s. But that's exactly what Tibbs is, though. He's that old gritty guy, from the 90s that wants to grind everything out, that wants to, you deserve minutes. Nothing's just given to you type guy.
He still has that Chinese mentality, right?
Yeah, and then we get mad when when he plays his vets, So what is it?
I guess this is like. No, go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. So let me guess. You want to keep Tibbs, right?
Are we getting the Tibbs yet?
Yeah, let's just get.
Do I want to keep him? You know the answer to that. Yeah.
Most definitely.
No. Do I want to? No. Hell no. Hell no. Because I don't know. I don't know if I could, because I don't know how much more this guy could take, man. Hell no. Hell to the no.
Well, you're gonna have to be able to take it for a whole year, because he's here to stay for at least this year. Now, for me, I'm surprised that you want to cut Tibbs. You have more in common. You have more in common with Tibbs, Culley, than you think.
What's that?
Trust. You gotta have trust. Don't you believe in trusting? Trust. Trust has to be earned and not given.
Yes. So we have that in common with Tibbs. Yes.
Right. It had me thinking the other day. What I'm saying, when you told me that your older boy was about to get his L's and that you're gonna teach him how to drive. When we had that conversation the other day. And I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then you were telling me that, you're going to go teach him how to drive, and that you're going to teach him go driving at the cemetery. That way he don't kill nobody. And you only drive around 5 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You want him to learn how to drive. You don't want him to kill nobody. Go to the cemetery. I'm like, that's what's up. And then you're like, all right, so you're done with that. the next level is taking him into traffic. You get to take him into traffic. You got stoplights, you got pedestrians, you got a whole bunch of other things going on. So that'd be the next step. And then what made me laugh was your youngest boy was like, hey pops, when am I gonna learn how to drive? And that's when you tossed him the keys and he was like, go warm up the car. That's where you start. So and for y'all, I'm just BS right now because my boy Culley, he ain't got 3 kids and all that. But what I'm trying to get at is those are just the steps you take. You know what I'm saying? Like you start off
Right.
as a youngin, you know what I'm saying, and you warm up the car when you want to drive. And then when it's your chance to learn how to drive, what do? You take the whip, with your moms or pops or your brother, whoever's teaching you. You just take it around the block. And then later on, you know what I'm saying, you get in traffic, you know what I'm saying, you got all that. And then what's the next step after that? You get on the way, you know what I'm saying, you heading on to different, parts of the city, you know what I'm saying, and you just taking long drives. So that's kind of how Tibbs is, he starts you off in the beginning giving you spot minutes, you know what I'm saying. Then the more he trusts you with those spot minutes, maybe you get rotational minutes. Maybe you're part of the second unit. And then when he finally trusts you, he gives you the keys, you know what I'm saying? And then now you're set. So we can't expect Tibbs, the old thinking guy, that he's just gonna give the keys to everybody and just let them go out there and it'll be chaos. You know what I'm saying? All the kids are crashing their cars. Everybody's, you know what I'm saying, wrecking the whips. It's just like you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. That's just
Right.
his line of that's just his line of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be earned with him. So like your kids, he treats them like his kids, where if they want something, they gotta earn it. You know what I'm saying? If they want a video game, you know what I'm saying, what are you gonna do to get that video game? You got a list of chores to do. You better bring home good grades. I don't want to hear any calls from the principal. I don't want to see, you're tardy at classes. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to be, have all your assignments done. I need you to, what I'm saying, have no tardiness, no, missing days, all that. Then he rewards you with those types of things. So I'm okay with that for another year because Obi's gonna get more minutes next year. IQ's gonna get more minutes next year. Sims is gonna get more minutes next year. And then now with the next young group, with whoever we draft, and with the whatever pick we get, and with that second pick, he's gonna slowly, gradually do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna get limited time learning. Then next man up, they'll get a spot minute here, a spot minute there. You know what I'm saying? So you just can't expect everybody to get all those minutes. And you have to learn from somebody. You can't. All the young kids can't learn from the young kids. They need a couple of vets to learn from. So that's why having Taj on the bench, you know what I'm saying, learning the center position, how to set screens, so that's all I'm getting at. I'm okay with having Tibbs one more year just to have that structure, you know what I'm saying, just to have that hard-nosed defense, you know what I'm saying.
I'm glad you are, because I'm not.
But I get it. I get it though, because if not, we're gonna have another Fizdale year with 17 wins.
Granted, I think he's better than Fizdale. It's just, the stubbornness, man. Like he had, they say he admitted that he privately to himself that he realized he was wrong by not playing the young sooner. But all that he admits this stuff just to do it again. So I'm not, I'm just not going for it. Man is stubborn and stuck in his ways, and this is what happens when you want to see 90s basketball. It's like we kind of got what we wanted in a sense, because us Knicks fans, we kind of wanted that 90s grit in here, but we're not. We're getting it from more of a coaching sense, but it's not translating on the court. It's not translating. And then we have a star player who it definitely didn't translate with him, that 90s grit. I don't think he's I'm sorry. Yeah, it didn't. And as far as 90s mentality, it didn't translate. He can't be a one. He can't be a 1A option. So we kind of didn't get it. So yeah, we didn't
You
get it
just
from our
gotta be,
thought.
you just got to be careful, what you ask for, because the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The next coach could be even worse. At least that's what I'm saying. At least we know what we have with this coach, and just don't expect him to change, and don't let those types of things get to you where he's not changing the way. But we know that, we know that.
Right.
If you're going into a gate and it says security dog there, and you go in there and get bit, you can't blame the security dog, because you knew what the sign said. It said security dog on duty, or dog on duty, whatever. His job is to protect and bite you. So that's kind of what Tibbs is. So just he is what you see what you get with Tibbs. He is who he is. So yeah, I'm not letting those things get to me next year as far as rotations or whatnot. He just and I learned that from the first year when he played Alfred Payton every game, started Alfred Payton every game. I'm like, let's see what these other guys can do. Let's see what
And he had the nerve to let the guy to shoot if he's open.
Mm-hmm.
That was the coaching scheme. Shoot it if you're open. I just couldn't believe it.
So we still got
brought him back. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say when last season when I first seen that we brought him back, man, was I pissed. I was hot, but that's all. I'm like, you couldn't find nobody. Did we even try? And then that's when I showed you the article I saw. It was an old article from last month, but it said that Leon didn't even make an attempt for freshman fleet. He just didn't even make one. I mean, he probably wasn't gonna get him anyway, but sheesh. And he underbid for DeRozan. Look at DeRozan giving Giannis 40 points in a playoff game. We talking about spacing. Knicks are always behind or something. But yeah, let's continue.
We went with Tibbs. What about the front office? You're the owner now. Are you keeping the front office, or you cutting them too?
This is a tough one. Most people would jump to say dump them, but I will say the drafting. I don't have no problem with how they drafted. It's just the signings. Signings worry me. Those worry me the most. I think surprisingly, I think they drafted well, and I think that the front office direction is actually to go young. I think it's for Tibbs to play the youngins. Only problem with them is free agency signings. And if anybody that disagrees, no, I do not like Leon Rose. I don't like him. However, I'm okay with going young. I'm okay with the young direction. But do I like Leon Rose? No. I think he's too laid back. I think he's too cheap. I think he's complacent in how he's done in the last two free agencies. I think he's okay with his job. I think he's okay with it. That he thinks that this team, and he doesn't do interviews. I mean, he doesn't. I don't care about an interview, but you have fans you have a franchise that is, the patience is boiling. We need some type of answers. So, it's a tough one for me to say. I guess I'm gonna say keep them and see what they do.
Yeah, I'm with you, because the draft is coming up soon. What happened last time when we drafted a player and then fired the general manager? You know what I'm saying? It turned into Frank Ntilikina, who never amounted to nothing with the Knicks.
Man, I hate to think of it. I'm sorry.
I'm driving you crazy over there, huh, Kelly? Going down memory lane.
Because I hate to think of who we could have drafted, and now we're talking about getting the guy, making a trade for the guy. I just hate to think about where the franchise is now.
No, I mean, they're setting us up really nice though. Like you mentioned, you like the draft, you like the Obi pick. There's pretty much you like everybody that the front office drafted. You know what I'm saying? and we still have the draft.
I mean, there's always. I'm gonna let you continue. There's always other guys we could have drafted, but I'm okay with it. Let's just say I'm okay with it. But yeah, now go ahead, continue.
Well, it's still yet to be determined though, because we really don't know what Obi could be. Because I'm with you with the draft on that. I wanted, and you probably wanted Halliburton too. We mentioned it, but when I first started doing my research, I wanted Cole Anthony too. At first, I was like, oh, I'll take Cole Anthony.
Yeah,
we really needed a point guard. I was like, I'll take Cole Anthony. And then I was like, oh, but Halliburton looks nice out there too. So I was like, okay, with the 8th pick, if Halliburton's gone, I'm good with taking Cole Anthony, because he was just a dog out there, carrying the team with North Carolina, getting hurt, and then coming, rejoining the team and still playing when they had nothing to play for. So I'm like, man, dogs is somebody who, something we always ask for, and he's a dog. I was like, all right, he's a little undersized, but whatever, And so when the Obi pick was the Obi pick, I was like, I wasn't too thrilled about it. But now that he's on the team, he's a Knick, you know what I'm saying? So now we got to look forward to what he could do. And he showed glimpses of it, not like Frank. Like Frank was out there and he'd get rid of the ball before he passed half court. Like, what are you doing? You're a point guard who doesn't like the rock?
Picks up the dribble, right?
Yeah. I'm like, who gets rid of the rock right when he gets it? I'm like, oh, man, this dude, I like his defense, but, I mean, we needed more than that at the time. He would be that one piece that he'd be that one piece on a playoff team who needs a defensive stopper, but not when we needed a franchise point guard. So
right.
Anyway, yeah, I got a little off topic too, but anyways, with the front office, yeah, I'm just okay with the decisions that they made as far as drafting. They did more hits than misses. I mean, think about it. The 58th pick. I mean, we got ourselves a backup center with the 58th pick. Who could play? Starting in spot games. I would say spot games. Yeah, depending on if injuries or whatnot, but not to be your reliable daily basis center. But yeah, if you're certain games you can play him at center if you need to. He held his own against Joel Embiid, and had a bunch of offensive boards during that game too. So, just think about that. Think about how everybody felt when we when we traded for Cam Reddish. Right. Everybody in Knicks universe was going crazy. Oh, we traded for Cam Reddish, So just think about those moments of how you felt when the Knicks, when the Knicks front office made those types of moves, when they made the Derrick Rose trade,
Right. Yeah, I think it's a good move, man. I would hate for them. Hopefully they don't trade him and use him as a trade chip or somewhere else. I hate even thinking about that. Guy's a solid piece, man. They trade him, they got to be stupid.
Then they set themselves up for 2023. So really, like, we have till 2023 to seriously judge them on what they did, whether they failed or not, though, because that's when everybody's contracts are over and done with. And that's when, that's when the 2023 draft class is there, and who our picks with, what our team looks like, who are we actually keeping, and cutting then. Yeah.
Is that the mayor?
Yeah, let me
mayor.
Let me text real quick. So, you want to add anything to that, Kelly?
No, I guess that was it. We touched on that. There wasn't much to say about the front office.
Yep. So you're keep them. You're keep them.
I'll keep them for now. Give them, see what they do in another year or so, and yeah, I'm not excited about them, but they are my favorite people. Neither is Tibbs, so yeah.
All right.
What
about Cam?
Cam, keep him all the way. Keep him.
Why?
Good wing defender.
Why would you keep him?
Good wing defender. Yeah, he's tight with RJ, so it's like he's coming in here to like. No, I don't think he's coming in here to take anything from RJ. I don't think he's coming in here to mess up any locker room stuff. I think he just wants to play, man, and just be more involved, feel more part of a team. And what other place than New York? Like guys athletic, he can finish. He could, of course, one of the questions with him always been his motor, which I can understand. You can tell by his body language a lot of times because he want to be out there. But I mean, going off what I seen when he was on the Hawks and they played the Bucks, the guy was, he was out with injury most of the time, but the guy was pretty aggressive when he was attacking the Bucks. He was attacking them every chance he got. He actually had good numbers against the Bucks too. So I think, I think that's the guy I would keep around. Plus the athleticism. Every team needs that. You need the athleticism, and you need the versatility on defense. I think he's, he has the length, and he can guard the Giannis's and the KDs and the league, the Tatum's. I think you keep that. We don't have no other guy on this team that can really guard Tatum, and Kate, all those three guys I mentioned. Not saying he's gonna stop them, but he has the athleticism and the length to challenge them. We don't have nobody on this team that can guard Giannis. I've seen Tibbs. I won't lie. I've seen Tibbs make Noel guard him. And Noel, I think we actually beat the Bucks in the first time we played them this season. I think we beat them in Milwaukee. Yeah, I think we did. It was in a good game. We beat them.
Yeah.
So
we beat them on a Friday night Knicks. We beat them.
And Noel was guard, but see, we don't have Noel. We don't have him available to guard Giannis. So, I'm gonna say it again. We don't have no one other than Cam. That's probably our best bet to guard Giannis on another night. I'm not making RJ guard no KD. The guy RJ is gassed. He's gassed. He's gonna be gassed at the end of the game guarding these guys. So no, that's a guy you can use as far as in that regard. I'd say get another guy. I'd say that's who we should draft and get in the draft. Another guy, just as big as Cam, 6'8", 6'9" guy, wing, able to defend. That's what I think we should go. I like the guards we have. I think we should go up that. You have Derrick Rose to mentor them, and that's where that's the direction we should go. So the team might go in the opposite direction. They was, Worldwide West was seen out with Julius Randle. They were seen looking at the Dallas game. Also Julius Randle's from Texas. I think he's from Dallas area. I think I'm not mistaken. But he's, they was at the game. Who knows? It could have been scouting out. Could have been just going just fun. They could have been scouting out Jalen Brunson. He's been linked to us. So who knows? Could have been scouting him out. I really don't know. I will say to all my people in the chat, I don't think Jalen Brunson's the answer. I don't think he's the answer at all. Do I like the guy though? Absolutely. The guy can ball. Even when Luka's not playing, this guy has no problem taking the shot. He has no problem attempting to run the team. He's not afraid the clutch moment. I like him. Do I think he's the answer for us? No. But granted, I will say though, there's not many point guards out there that are very Chris Paul like. So, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but hey. I just want to see more pick and roll on this team. That's all. I just want to use on other teams where they use to beat us. That's all. Yes, Canal. Yes, exactly. We only have one wing player. As I say, some people consider wings 6. You have some 6'6" wings out there that get used. I always look at wings that 6'7" and taller. That's how I look at them. We need size. So Cam is the best defensive wing we have. Technically, that's the best one we have. RJ did what he could this season. It's not going to be enough. So
I would say Grimes is the best.
Well, yeah. Grimes is the best in the backcourt. I mean, yeah, Grimes got some wings. I think he's solid. The only thing with Grimes, it's not an issue, but it's a small issue, is the size. He's about 6'4", maybe 6'5".
Yeah, but he's solid. He's solid enough to hold his own, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to get pushed around. Yeah, and he has the foot speed to keep him in front of him as well, with his lateral movement. Cam does have that potential though. Like if you were to create a player on 2K, you know what I'm saying? Like Cam would be hit though. So I'm with you as far as keeping Cam. You know what I'm saying? I just would like him and RJ to kind of like how IQ and Obi are working together and being that tandem in the summer. I need RJ and Cam to get back together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you give him right, if you
back
give
in
RJ
Dookie days.
Right, you give RJ and Cam a full season and the summer to work.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like that on the elite level. Yes, it could be just like that, man. Just like IQ
Brown and Tatum.
What about Tatum?
They could be the Brown and Tatum on our team.
They can be. I would love that in the East and on the Knicks too. I would love that, man. And we start getting winning. Absolutely.
We already got a young Marcus Smart. We already got a young Marcus Smart and Deuce McBride. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree.
Yeah. So we're not that far behind. We're not that far behind. We just need to stick to the plan. You know what I'm saying? The formula's there. We just need to stick to the formula and let these kids grow. I'm with you. If I was the front office, I would sign Cam right now because of his value being so low right now.
Right.
He just got traded. He didn't play many games with us. He got hurt towards the end of the season. I'm throwing him a number that makes sense, for the front office as far as not breaking the bank and keeping him on long term, hoping that RJ will be our leader, for the future and can bring the best out of him, knowing that they have history at Duke together. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting my chips in on all that right there and hoping that it just works out for the best. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, he does bring that element. Think about the first play of the game when he joined the Knicks. He got that board, went coast to coast and did a reverse layup. I was like, can't nobody on the Knicks do that? He just handled the rock, and he plays at his own pace. Like you said, some people call it a low motor, but he plays on offense like that too. Though he doesn't get rattled where
he does play offense.
So I like that.
Yeah.
Yep, I like that part offensively about him.
Cam?
Yeah, his offensive game. I'm not too worried about. I just need him just to put a little more pep in the step as far as his defense, tenacity. But I just think the more they spend time together, the best they'll bring out of each other. You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of battling each other every day, all summer long. You're only going to get better. You know what I'm saying? You're only going to bring the best out. So for me, I'm keeping him and giving him a contract. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'm keeping Cam, man. I don't even like to hear that he's a trade chip, man. I like him, man. Keep what we have, man. Keep what we have, get it working. Guy is solid, man. Everybody said in the comments we have enough 6'6" wings is 2 and 3. We have enough 6'6" guys, I guess. I guess. You got RJ, Grimes. Well, Grimes 6'4", but whatever. It sounds like 3 to me. Fournier ain't guarding no wings. We need guys that can also guard those positions too, man. But yeah. Was there somebody I missed? I know there's nobody I missed.
Well, as far as players on the team, cutting and keeping?
As far as the wings, I don't know. I was just thinking about something off topic for a second. Okay, no, there was none. Yeah, we traded Knox, we got Cam. Yeah. I think we need one more guy like that. Sizable. 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". I don't know. That's just my opinion. One more sizable guy. But yeah, Cam 6'8". One more guy like that, and I think we have some. Because remember, I just feel like we need some depth on this team, man. We need some more depth. You got to think about the teams with size. That's all I'm thinking about.
All right, so let's go on to we got Grimes. We were talking about Grimes, so is Grimes the keeper for you? keep him or cut him?
Grimes. Yeah, Grimes is a keeper. Grimes is a keeper. I'm keeping Grimes. Best believe.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that he got hurt towards the end of the year because he had that momentum. You know, he was looking more comfortable out there. You know, he was hitting his open shots. I was just hoping that he would have took the next step towards the end of the season and to, you know, truly see what he had, because we saw like I said, we saw parts here and there what he brought to the table. We definitely saw what he brought defensively, you know, when pressing players and being able to switch on wing defenders and all that. But I just wanted to see what else he could bring offensively as far as taking people off the bounce, getting all the way to the cup, you know what I mean? And just being more aggressive offensively. But we'll get a chance to see him, you know, this summer in Summer League and see if he added anything to his bag offensively. So, yeah, I'm definitely keeping Grimes. And
yeah, I'm keeping Grimes, man. What else was I say? Grimes, yeah, he's solid. And I think he could have played the last games out of the season, but I think he wanted to just recover. You know, I wasn't really a fan of all that padding on him.
yeah, because he just, you know, plays so hard on the defensive end where he's fighting through screens. You know, he's chasing guys all over the court. You know, he's diving for the loose rock. You know, he's pressing 94 feet. Just all that. You know, wear and tear on your knees. You know, just that movement. Like, you're better off just resting. Especially when we weren't playing in the play-in. There's no reason to go out there and mess up that leg even more. You know, just get rest. And when you're ready to, you know, join the Knicks, you know, hopefully Summer League he's good to go. But yeah, I was still impressed the way.
I'm happy with you. What was you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, I was just highly. Yeah, I was gonna say I was just highly impressed with how he played this year and how fast Tom Thibodeau trusted him to get, you know, part of that rotation. That's it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'm happy his injury wasn't you know, season ending or nothing. I'm happy he at least did come back. You know, that's all I can say. At least you know he's gonna be back next season, like healthy. Just got to rest the knee, but he'll be all right.
Yeah, we got a couple questions. We got Canal Ben Lawyer. Are you keeping the pick? Are you keeping the draft pick, Culley?
This year's?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going even more younger. Absolutely. You know, if we can get Mathurin. Well, it's not really off topic, but if we can get Mathurin, I'd take Mathurin. If we can get what's the guy? Shaden Sharp. If we can get Shaden Sharp, if we can get Jalen Duran, these guys might fall to 11 if we're getting 11. These guys might fall there. Dyson Daniels, Jaden Hardy. If we can get any of those guys, I'm okay with it. That's a good Knicks offseason. If the Knicks don't get stupid, and I even like the guy. I think it's how you pronounce his name, Najmi. I even like him. If we can get him, we had a good offseason. If we can just get guys we're supposed to, we've had a considerable, good draft. You know, that'll be solid. Any of those guys I mentioned, if we can get them at 11, I want Shaden Sharp though. I like the athleticism of Shaden Sharp. He's another 6'6" guy. He has game. You know, athleticism, can shoot. You don't pass up on athletic guys, man. They do not come that freely. You do not get them that easily. There's no place better to get some athleticism than the draft, you know? Freakish athleticism at that. So I'm keeping the pick, yes. I'm still going younger. I don't care what Tibbs likes, what he wants. I don't care about no vet that cannot keep up with today's youngins. I'm not getting them. There's none out there that are high quality. And all the high quality ones are on other teams with better chances to win than us. So, no. I don't care what he likes. not getting no overpriced, no overpaid. But yeah, another question should be. I know this is neither here nor there. Another question should be: does anybody want Russell Westbrook? Was it the Randle trade? A speculated Randle trade for Westbrook? Does anybody want Westbrook? In any department, any way, shape, or form? That's all I want to know.
It's just basically, do you want to get rid of the salary? It's a salary dump, salary dump for Julius Randle, for Russell Westbrook, 1 year deal. I think we could get more.
Right. We don't. Right.
Yeah, I think we could get more for Julius. More than a salary dump.
Only thing is, how I look at that is that it can't hurt us that bad making that move. That's the number one thing. That's my number one thing with that move. It can't hurt us entirely. I guess the move would be somewhat pointless, but that's if you want to. Yeah, that's pretty much it's really just what is it? Addition by subtraction, right? You're really just getting rid of Julius. Pretty much all it is.
Right.
But I guess it's a matter of what you're taking on, getting rid of him. Is Westbrook a diva? I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, he has body language like he is. I don't think so. One thing with Westbrook, one good thing I will say about Westbrook, and I don't hate Westbrook at all. I love Westbrook. One good thing I will say, I would say that he fits New York in the sense of energy, intensity, the dunking at the rim, the taking off from far and dunking. I will say he has that intensity that will lighten up the Garden. I will say because he still plays with that passion. He had a bad year in LA. I think it was just a bad fit. Too many guys that want the ball. I think it was a very bad fit. He always gets it. He always gets it sharp in the mid-season point of the season. He always gets it together. He always gets sharper. That's one thing I noticed with him. He always gets sharp in the mid-season, the midpoint. That's all I can say about him. That's it. But I guess we don't have to dump him. I'm just asking if anyone would do it. Yeah, I would love 1 year away. But
that's the beauty of being fans, because everybody has their own opinion. I read JJ said I would do that. I read somebody else said Canal Ben Loya said no.
He said no, capital no.
Big Shiesty said Westbrook. So I said big Shiesty said Westbrook. So I mean, everybody has their own opinion. So that, like I mentioned, that's the beauty of being Knicks fan. That's the beauty of us being able to be on Blorange Tears. Good looking out, Uncle Freezy, giving us this platform and allowing people to have their comments in the chat. So
we never got to go to Westbrook. I mean, not Westbrook. Randall said Westbrook. We never got to touch on.
That kind of leads, goes hand to hand as far as, are you keeping Julius Randle or are you dumping him?
I'm dumping him.
So because you said you would do it for Westbrook for 1 year.
Yeah, I would do that. However, I don't know the full value, but I think I would do it. I think I would do the move.
Yeah, but I think Westbrook makes I don't know. I don't think the money matches where I think you'd have to add another player. You know what I'm saying? If as far as
Leon better not get
I mean, you can knock out two birds with one stone and give them Julius and Noel's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We have them. Yeah, you have all the guys you said you were going to cut anyways. You just add them to a package deal. You know what I'm saying, and just get rid of them that way. If that's the path you're willing to go.
Right. JJ said. You see what he said? 1 year of Westbrook is better than 4 years of Randle.
Yes, yeah. My boy Chuck Allen said 44 milli. That's what I thought it was, like 47 milli. So, but we can make the money match because we have those contracts. And shout out to my boy Chuck Allen because he had mentioned that earlier this year during the trade deadline, as far as Russell Westbrook being a trade piece. And it could, I don't know who it was, but as far as trading for, but I knew that he threw that name out earlier this year, so it could be a possibility. I'm with you though. I'm with you though as far as trading Julius, but you got to get something.
As far as the dump him aspect of things, yeah, I would dump him, man. You know, and for reasons like, you know, I think we always talked about it, the attitude, and I'm good, man. I don't care if he plays well the next season. He can play well on the team. I think I had it. If it wasn't for the attitude, I think I would have maybe been a little nicer. But nah, he can go, man. He can go because he didn't do anything extraordinary to have that kind of attitude. I mean, yeah, he won Most Improved, but come on, man. Like, he can go. Yeah, Julius can go, man.
Yeah, he's just been too much of a cancer, you know, for the team. You know, we're grooming these young men, you know, and we have Julius, who's supposed to be the leader and who gets paid the most to, you know, show these young men how to be a professional. He's just acting up way too much. And you know, I like Julius. I was rocking with Julius, even when everybody called him Spindle Randle, No Handle Randle. I'm saying all that. I was
on his side when the whole way everybody couldn't stand him. I was on his side, but after the attitude, nah, I can't defend him anymore. He gotta go, man. He can go. He can play with another team. I wish him well in the league, but nah, not on this team, man. No, trade him while you can. Come on,
yeah, it's just not a good message that you're letting him get away with everything and, you know, covering up for him when he doesn't want to speak up to the, you know, to the media, where the front office just makes up excuses. So, nah, man, it's just not a good look. It's just not a good look. And I'm for the team first. You know, it's the name in the front, not the name in the back. So, you know, for us to just go young and let RJ just take the reins, and I'm good with that. You know, let's run the offense through RJ, and let's keep this going, keep this young movement going. You know, now that separates. Are we in Julius Randle's timeline, or are we in RJ's timeline? So we eliminate, you know, Julius Randle, and now we're on RJ's timeline. I mean, now there's no question about it after that.
Yeah. We're on that's the funny thing, we still don't know the direction of the team. We know what looks better, you know. The way the season ended, it looked good. Like, it looked good for the youngins. That was like the only little glimmer of hope. It's a sad ending season because it was a long season. It was a glimmer. The glimmer ending of hope was the youngins. So you would hope it's RJ's team. Maybe with Obi being the leader. Yeah. Maybe with Obi being a vocal leader or some type of leader, but it looks like it's RJ's team, man. You know.
Sure, and M. I know you got kids. How would you act? How would you, if you walked into the house, into the crib, and your oldest is just acting a fool, cussing out, you know, all his younger siblings. You know, they're all scared or they're crying, and you know, and you just walk right by them and go to your room. No, you know what I'm saying. You're gonna hold them accountable. You're gonna diffuse the situation. You're gonna let them know that's not the way you're supposed to be acting. You know what I'm saying? Your younger brothers look up to you. You know what I mean? What kind of example are you setting? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to fix that. You know what I'm saying? And if Randall can't look himself in the mirror and realize that he needs to change, then yes, get rid of him. I'd be having the same conversation with my boy if I walked into the house and he's acting up like that. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You want to go ahead and yell at them like that? No, come yell at me like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm getting at. You know, that's how he's a cancer. That's how he's a cancer. If that answers your question.
smacking guys' hands away when they're trying to calm him down.
He's pushing teammates. He's pushing teammates. He's slapping the tablets out of
Laptop
staff members' hands.
Like analytics coaches, I guess that was and he got all crazy with the referee. Come on, he did that with a few times when he got in the referee's face and all this stuff. Like, yo, what is that for, dude? Like, come on.
I don't know about you, but I teach my kids to respect their elders. You know what I'm saying? You don't raise your voice. You know what I'm saying? You don't curse. Like, come on now. Like, there's just certain ways you're just supposed to act. Be a professional. You have a jersey that kids buy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
No, be a good role model.
Right. Come on. That's not. Man, I wonder how other Knicks fans feel. I wonder how, like, the ones that go to the Garden, go to the games, and when the season ticket holders, how they feel if they got tickets and they with their kids and they're like, oh, and the kid is like, look, mommy, what's going on with Randle? What's going on with Julius Randle? I wonder how fans must feel. But let me not bring that up. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, because
I don't want to make it worse.
That could be a whole conversation. That could be a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I'm just saying that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's why I would cut him because of those reasons. I've seen Randle play in person, and he's just like a freight train, just running back and forth, and can't nobody stop him at that speed. But at some point, you got to say, is that worth, messing up the locker room? Like, nah, you got it. You got to go for that reason.
Right, and then the coach enabled it, man. I don't know if Tibbs holds guys accountable anymore. So, especially with how this season went, I think we all think he's full of baloney. He ain't who's he really holding accountable? So,
All right, let's move on to we got RJ Barrett on the list.
Dump him.
Today, right now, like, just get rid of him.
I'm only playing. RJ's my guy, man. Heck no, you keep that, man.
Yeah, I got me my RJ Barrett jersey. You know what I'm saying? Opposite of what we just said around, good wholesome kid. Speaks to the media.
Right, yeah, that's important. Well, it's not important, but
no, but yeah, I just like his character. Period. He builds teammates up. You know what I mean? Like I saw IQ hit or RJ hit a three, and he walked up to IQ and did his little move like this, and he pushed him in his chest. Like, that's what's up, boy. Like, yeah, look, I did your move. I hit the three. Like you can see that camaraderie with him.
Mm-hmm.
I seen little clips of them working out in the gym, and he's like, yeah, boy, yeah, get that, knock that weight off your chest. He's juiced when he walks into the gym. He's always uplifting teammates, and that's what you want, So I'm paying him, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping him and I'm paying him. But that's a whole different conversation as far as how much we pay him and all that.
Right.
Because they're asking for like 100. I think the max is 181 milli.
I just hope the same thing that I just hope that we don't, the same thing that's happening in the midst of it happen with RJ, where there's a possibility he just walks and just like that, we just
two different types of characters, though. Mitchell Robinson had like 4 different agents, 6 different agents, whatever the case may be. RJ cried when he got drafted because he was so happy that he got to join the Knicks. He wants to be here. He wants to take that challenge. He wants to be here. He wants to take that challenge. And that's a conversation that I'd have with RJ. I'm bringing him into the front office. I'm going to tell him, RJ, do you want to be here with the Knicks? He's going to say, yeah. Okay, well let me tell you right now. This is a plan. We want to pay you. We're gonna pay you, right? Um, the same conversation they probably had with Julius. We want to bring more players in. How do you feel about a Cam Reddish? Oh yeah, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Well, we want to pay. We want to pay him too. Can bring the best out of him? Kind of run that through him, run that by him. Tell him, we're gonna, we want you to be that guy. We're gonna, we're gonna pay you. We want you to be that guy. We want to run the offense through you next year. All these things that just let him know that he's involved with the direction the Knicks are going. We're gonna, we're gonna go young. We're gonna get rid of these guys. But in order to do that, we can't give you the $181 million because that's gonna set us back. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be able to bring in guys. So I would have that conversation with him. We'll pay you. Then the next contract, because really he's not worth that 181 milli to me. Is he worth 181 milli to you for
180? Nah. The most, no. The most, I'd say 100, maybe 90. But I still got to see something from RJ. I still got to see him lead the team to a playoff series, and I'll be like, okay. He hasn't gotten to. He's improved every year, but I haven't got to see him actually get the keys yet. He was somewhat given the keys. We've seen glimpses of it this season, and it looked good when him on the team. I mean, we've seen him in attack mode. I got to see way more from RJ. I got to see him get some more cerebral. I got to see him be more cerebral in his career. It's like he only has one move a lot of times. He doesn't have counter moves. I need to see counter moves from RJ. Kind of like Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
wow, somebody just said Jaylen Brown. Huh?
Yeah, you can just hit him with the incentives, or however you pronounce it. Because he's always getting snubbed as far as the youngest 25 and younger, getting to the All-Star, just things like that. So you kind of throw that out there. All right, you get an All-Star, you hit this mark, you know what I'm saying? Then that'll bump you up as far as your contract. Or let's see those free throw percentages go up, RJ. Just things like that. Because he is. You saw during the year that he was able to use his right more, finish at the basket. You know what I mean? But he's leaving all those points on the board when he goes to the charity stripe. So his efficiency is not there. You know what I'm saying? His free throw percentage is not there. We just want to see more out of him. Can he be that guy? Yeah, but we can't give you that money off potential. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the numbers to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So that's with that, I'm having that. I'm just keeping it a buck with them, telling them, yeah, we want you here. We want to keep you here, but we just can't give you that money, that 181 milli. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Yeah. Just hope that he doesn't. I hope he would understand. I hope they don't let him walk. It's the main thing. Try to satisfy the man.
But I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody else paying him 181 milli.
I don't see it anywhere
unless you're like a Pistons or something. You know what I mean? Like a just.
Oh, a team that's desperate.
Yeah, just the worst of the worst, desperate team. But
he's really trying to stack on talent. Maybe Houston, maybe Pistons, or that's it.
Yeah,
maybe OKC, but that's it. How much value does RJ have? If he's gotten snubbed, it's not to say that he doesn't need to be a bad player. It's just, is he on notice yet? I don't know if RJ is on notice yet. Is he on notice around the league like he's a threat? We don't know.
Yeah, but if you get Julius Randle out, you know what I'm saying, he'd get more endorsements here in New York. You know what I'm saying? He already got Puma, so you get him more. You get him more commercials. You get him more, things like that. And
you're good.
What's that?
No, I'm saying
No,
what up stated.
Okay, I'm just saying he can make his money that way too, instead of taking his talents to, like you mentioned, the OKC, more of a small market, team who nobody nobody cares about. So if he continues to rise and continues to get better and his stats get jump up. I mean, he hit the 20-point mark this year, inefficient,
Right.
but he still hit it though.
Right.
So every year his points are getting higher, but it's just the efficiency. But he also got double teamed too, in some of those games, and some of, like I mentioned, some of the offense was being ran through him though, so he's getting more responsibilities. Yeah, and I just feel like he'll take that challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll take the challenge. You know he will. That's one thing with him.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see what he's gonna work on this summer, man. I can't wait to see. Yeah, I'm an RJ guy, man. Right before he got his game winner, first week of the new year. I'm happy for him, man. I know guarding the wings can be very tough, though. I know it's very tough for RJ.
Yeah, and that too. He said he was taking that challenge on guarding the best wing defenders until Grimes ended up showing up and showing out. So,
Right.
yeah.
Grimes is okay with backing him up. Grimes is okay with. I said Grimes. Cam is okay with getting the other side of the wing. The other side of the perimeter. So we have more depth in that department. RJ defense, yes, JJ, his defense was bad this year. It could have been way better, but his offense was there though, so I'll give him that. In many games, his offense was his defense. I liked RJ because the toughest defenders that was on him, he did go right at him a lot of times. So I'll give him that. He went at a lot of defenders, good ones at that. He was actually trying to crush him. So he went at a lot of star players. I'll give him that. RJ got his respect this year. He earned his respect, man. I will say.
Like when he went up against Miami, going toe to toe with Butler. You know what I'm saying? And we pulled out the
he didn't sign the check and said, that's RJ's team, man. He's the face of New York. That's what he said. That's the face of New York. He said something like that. Butler. Yeah. And speaking of Butler, I know this is off topic. I think that's a guy that Tibbs is gonna want here, man. Via trade. I think that is a guy that Tibbs is gonna say, yo, knock every door down and get me this guy. Hate to say it. That's just what I think. He did it already with Levine. Look at where Levine is now. I mean, Levine's not the best player in the world, but he's a great player.
Yeah, Jimmy ain't leaving. They finished the season the number 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm leaving. Well,
they got a chance of winning it all this year. So
have a chance. Tibbs need to just mind his business and just shut up. Coach these youngins shut up, man, with the Jimmy Butler stuff, man.
Yeah.
The guy, he's not for sale. He need to just say he's not for sale. Get out of here. He's not for sale. We like him. Hang up the phone on him. There you go. Simple.
All right, so
don't say that. Nah, man. Culley doesn't want it. You said what?
Saying who else we got? We got Deuce. We got Deuce left.
Deuce.
Yeah.
We never did. Deuce,
I mean, Deuce's value is so low right now. Like you wouldn't get anything for loose. So at this point, I mean, there's no point of even cutting him. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep him just off that.
Right. I will say he has insane G League value though. If anything, he has some G League value. But me, man, I don't know. Only because I watched this guy in college, and that's one of the guys I wanted when we was looking for a point guard to draft. That's one of the point guards I wanted, man. Deuce, Trey, man. There's a few other guys, man. He was one of them though. I would hope this guy gets a chance, man. I would hope. The guy has game. He may not have the elite athleticism, but we don't have that around the league. We just don't have it. Knicks didn't get that. And the ones that's in free agency, who's to say they're coming here? There's not many in free agency either. We're not getting Dame unless we force it. Let's just rock out with Deuce, man. Guy can defend. He's tough. He's a tough guard. Give him a chance. You know, he can probably get under the skin of other guards with his defense. Not even talking, just playing defense, being a competitor. You know, Derrick Rose said he hopes the guy gets played. Let it be that. Butler complained Tibbs wouldn't play him his rookie year. Not a fan of Tibbs. I ain't a fan of Tibbs either, man. Can't stand this guy, man. Can't stand him at all. Chuck said, "Don't say that." No, I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to get him, man. That's who Tibbs likes, and don't be surprised if it happens. But I doubt it'll happen. It would take a lot. Plus, they might. That team is solid, man. The Heat is solid. They ain't giving him up. I just know that that's who Tibbs likes. He's very particular on who he likes. He would say trade a pick to get this guy. You know, mid-tier talent. Jimmy Butler ain't no mid-tier talent, but he's old. You know what I mean? But yeah. I would tell Leon, do not listen to Tibbs, man. Don't listen to Tibbs when it comes to free agency and drafting. Let him stay far away. And forget your analytics department. Get a guy in here that's impactful, please. Please. Just get a guy in here that's impactful.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm with you though. So I pretty much was everybody on the roster that we.
That's everyone. I would keep. Oh yeah, and to top it off, I would keep Deuce. Would you too?
Yeah, I'm keeping Deuce off top. Like I mentioned, he just doesn't have any trade value out there. You wouldn't get a second round pick.
Right.
We got him on the cheap. I still don't know what he is. I still don't know what his floor is. What his, if he's a low floor, high ceiling. I like his defense. I wish he was more aggressive on the offensive end. And
right. He will be.
Yeah,
more,
but
more touches.
Yeah, we got the summer, you know what I'm saying, to see if he can elevate his game and take it to the next level. And maybe he get
oh man, I better not hear that they cut this kid, and I'll be so pissed. I'm sorry, I'm not jinxing it. I'm just, oh man. Knicks make so many questionable moves, I'll be pissed. I better not hear that. I better not wake up one day and hear that. I'm going off. I'm drinking a whole bunch of wine, maybe some Hennessy, and I'm going off. But yeah. Continue.
So yeah. No, that's pretty much it. I just want to thank everybody who joined us tonight. You know what I'm saying? My boy Chuck Allen. Like I mentioned before, check his show out tomorrow. Him and Unk vibes and stuff. 8-ish in the morning to 9-ish in the morning. You know what I'm saying? If y'all like music, going down memory lane, how you grew up as a kid, relationship advice, just, they talk about everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? And my boy Chuck plays dope music at the end of the show. So check him out and Monday through Friday. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. And like I mentioned before, I will not be here next Thursday. Your boy will be out in Cancun on vacation for a week. So I will not be on the show.
That's dope.
Yeah. So anything you want to add, Culley?
Remind us who's going again. Oh, so Nick Yak said, who am I cutting? I had mentioned Walker, Noel, Burks, Randle, Tibbs. I think, was that all of them? That was all of them, yeah.
Yeah, that was all of them.
You said you would dump Rose, but that's who. Yeah, you said the same as me, but you said you would dump Rose. I wouldn't dump Rose. Did I say I would keep Taj? I think I said I would keep Taj. But
you keep Taj, and I would cut Taj.
You would cut Taj.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we said, Nick Yak. Have fun in the sun. Facts. Fun in the sun out in Maui. I don't like playing Cancun. I've been to Cancun once. That's dope.
Yeah.
You and the family. Yeah, man. You taking the oh no, you flying. You flying, of course, right?
Yeah. I'm
Obviously,
flying.
I forgot you out in Portland. Yeah, that's right. That's right. West Coast stuff, man. Let me ask you a question.
What's good? What's good?
Random question. Do you have like coyotes out there in the West Coast?
We have cougars, and not the older ladies either.
Well, are they like in more like the suburbs or the western area? I mean, not the west, like the mountains, or you can see them like walking in the street.
Nah, they can't see them walking in the street. They more, yeah, they more on the countryside. Yeah, but
Okay. 'Cause I know some people. Not to go off topic, just a little off topic thing. Because I remember I seen a story about some people. I think they lived in Phoenix. I think they had coyotes out there in Phoenix. Sometimes they could like come out of nowhere, or they could end up in your backyard or something maybe.
yeah, I was in Phoenix a couple years ago. I'm actually heading back to Phoenix during this Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be out there for like 8 days
Right.
out there. Um, so, but it's nice though. Phoenix, I mean, if you like the scorching hot
Right.
weather, yeah,
Put them on my list, man, to go visit when I get a chance.
yeah. Just don't go during the summertime because the soles off your shoes will melt off the asphalt as hot as it is. Yeah, yeah. Because we went towards the end of August and the beginning of September, and it was like 110. I was like, yeah.
They handle 90, man. I ain't gonna make it to no one. Better be a pool party,
Most definitely. Yeah, we have a timeshare still. We have a nice little resort out there with a swimming pool and water slides, you know what I'm saying, and volleyball in the pool and the lazy pool and the little hammocks on the side. And then the bar has a little sprinkler system that hits you with the mist. I mean, the little mist at the
Right.
bar. And then,
Oh, right.
yeah. So it's a nice little setup. That one I am taking the whole family to the. You know what I'm saying? It's already set up though, but yeah, I'm not taking the whole family to Cancun. I'm gonna be waking up to more mimosas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to chill and relax. I'm not trying to make sure one of the kids ain't drowning in the pool. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
trying to have a good old time, especially after this year of what the Knicks had me going through. You know what I mean? All
Right.
these ups and downs. I need to relax. I need to just kick it. So that's what's
Right.
up.
I also want to say, I want to thank everybody for just sending this text. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, rocking with us. Hit the likes if you haven't already. Support your boys. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We always do, man. This was a long season, and thankful to be alive. It's not only a long season. It's a long year in our personal lives. We all have things going on, so I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Knicks family, man. It's good to have y'all. Shout out to Freezy for giving us the platform always. Freezy's always a text or call away. We thank y'all for the comments. Y'all keep us entertained the way we keep y'all entertained. And we thank y'all, man. God bless. Peace, JJ. My man Chuck with the vibes and stuff in the morning. Get your bacon and eggs ready. You know what I mean? I ain't seen no Tricky Nicky tonight. Shout out to Tricky Nicky. Shout out, G Robinson, Nick Siak, JJ, all my guys that tuned in.
Most definitely. Y'all could have been anywhere.
Busy probably
anywhere, you know what I'm saying, or watching anything else, but you guys decided to tune in with us. So much love, respect. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we got a couple minutes until Unk slides through. So Did you get a chance to watch any of the games today?
Yeah, I saw that Grizzlies and Wolves game, man. Grizzlies made a 20-point comeback, man. 20
Oh, did they? Because when I last watched it, I saw that the
Yeah,
Timberwolves was winning. So the
yeah,
Grizzlies pulled it off, huh?
Grizzlies pulled it off, man. They was talking crap when they came back.
Wow.
The crowd was shut up. It was, I don't, it was, I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear nothing no more from anybody. Shut up. So Timberwolves, and Pat Beverly, he's a heavy talker. If Timberwolves better be on their best behavior game 4, they better come to play game 4, man.
Yeah. Then what happened with that Mavs and Jazz game?
Mavericks, I think won too. Jalen Brunson led them to a win, man. I think he had a good game. That's why he's, his stock is growing. You know what's funny? If the Knicks don't get him, somebody will. With his stock growing like that.
I know it's been a hot topic because they sent not they, but Julius Randle was over there for the first game. Worldwide West was out there, and
Right.
Allen Houston was out there too. So they sent guys to watch both of them. Donovan and Brunson. And I brought up Brunson a while back ago. We did a whole show about Brunson. So you already know how I felt about Brunson and bringing him in.
I know you like Brunson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 31. Okay, I gotta look at them highlights. I'm missing a few games. I can't wait to see that Brooklyn and thingy game. I want to see how the Brooklyn bounces back. But yeah, I like Brunson. You know what? I always like Brunson. Yeah, I like him because I noticed that was it the bubble? I think it was the bubble or season before. I noticed Brunson he's not afraid of the moment. He's a tough player. He's not afraid of the moment at all.
Have you heard him do interviews or anything like that?
No, I don't know how he talks.
He's well spoken. He's well spoken and educated the way he talks. I was surprised.
He went to Villanova, right?
Yeah, he went to Villanova though, but we're talking.
Got to be like his dad probably got him that way. Probably raised him right. I give his dad props for that one.
Yeah, because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to speak like that, and I was like, whoa, like he really knows what he's talking about. He's very. And then we always talk about we want high IQ players. He's another high IQ player, like you mentioned.
No, he is. That's what I say. I think he can carry a team low key. I don't know how long. I don't know how sustainable it would be, but he's solid. He's solid. He's a solid player. Dallas might keep Brunson. I just thought they couldn't pay him, but he's solid. I don't even know why they would let him go.
Who can't pay him? Mark Cuban can't pay him?
Right. That's what I thought the reason was. I think I would keep I don't see no problem with Brunson.
And Mark Cuban got money to throw away. If he wants a player, he could pay him. That ain't the problem. That ain't the problem. They're over the salary cap anyways. I mean, so all right. Well, salute y'all. I was ready to wrap it up, y'all.
Yeah. Salute y'all. Thanks for tuning in, man. Shout out to Freezy again for the platform. We thank y'all for rocking out with the Knicks after party, man. Hopefully y'all all have a blessed night. See y'all next Thursday. We'll see y'all soon.
We out.